Y-Wing squad.
Hello there, this is Terzio again, and look what we got here. We're playing Star Wars Empire at War. And after our successful invasion of Eriadu, I am now planning to keep with our galactic conquest here.
Constructing.
So what I'm going to do for a few minutes here is keep managing my planets, especially Eriadu here, which I just conquered.
Construction
Trying to build up its mines and defenses. Now, this is where I'm going to think which should be the next planet I invade. I can either go for Naboo or Solust.
Construction complete.
Dagobah is also a choice.
Vehicle in production.
As you can see, the next story planet is at Atzeri, which is a bit far away. And I'd rather prefer to conquer all the planets between my territory and Atzeri. Still using C-3PO and R2-D2 to steal technology.
Complete. New
There I got the Infiltrator Academy, which is the last tier 2 tech, so now I can get some tier 3 tech next time I use the C-3PO. And here we start the battle for Naboo. Space battle, of course. Bring in my super ultra duper fleet with 4 more orders this time.
Copy.
Reporting in. Receiving your
Couple of fighters there, coupled with air corvettes. Getting the Y-Wings in another group, and the more orders in the other group.
Systems online. Engines activated.
Reporting,
And here we go. Let's invade
Standing
that
by.
space station.
We're advancing on the enemy stronghold. This presence must be eliminated before we can liberate the planet.
Sure thing.
Adjusting course.
So, advancing with all my anti-fighters first.
Reporting in.
I also like the frigate to go in ahead because it can tank a fair bit of
Receiving
damage.
your transmission.
Not much though, so you have to be really careful. I usually like to make it go first and retreat it as soon as the firing starts.
How may I
So
assist?
Marauder's already focusing on the space station. Going in with my fighters, trying to take down their TIE fighters and their frigates as well.
Reporting, Commander.
As you can see, taking them down fairly easily there. They're going to take down the hangar first, like always. The Marauders are doing a fair job right there at the back line.
Reporting in.
And I'm totally dominating right now.
Marauder cruiser here. Fire on their shield generator.
Receiving your transmission.
I think I just found this sweet spot for fleets.
Let's do some damage.
A good combination of long-range Marauders coupled with Corvettes and X-Wings. Nebulan Frigate, of course. Oh my god, I'm losing the Nebulan Frigate. I'm going to call in another one just in case I lose it, which it's going to be the case right there. Down it goes, but I got another one. I can summon even another one because I still got space for it.
Standing
Okay,
by.
those Corvettes went to chase down an enemy ship that got lost in the fog of war.
Reporting in.
Once I take down their biggest frigates,
Receiving your
they won't be able to spawn anything else as their hangars are down. Now it's just to focus on the space station, take it down fairly fast before I keep losing more ships.
Directing all fire at the missile launchers.
Corvette still checking where the enemy is.
target.
If he doesn't come out, I'll just send him to the space station there to help out.
Waiting orders.
So fairly quickly I did reduce the space station down to half health.
Moving out.
No shields, no hangar. Enemy fleet destroyed. Just a couple of Corvettes that they have roaming around. That one's going down.
Reporting. Systems online.
And that's basically
I read.
the space battle of Naboo. They didn't have much defenses here.
Take out the missile launchers.
So I'm just going to speed this up. Take down the rest of the subsystems.
Advancing.
Receiving your transmission.
Oop, that's the Corvette there.
Weapons
No
armed.
worries though. There is an enemy
How
ship
may I
there,
assist? Attack.
which is using long-range
for
missiles
orders.
to attack my Marauders. So I'm going to send in the
Reporting, Commander.
Corvettes just to go for it.
Nebulon beam.
Corvettes and
Standing
gunboats.
by.
And down it goes.
The enemy
Victorious,
has been
yes
defeated.
indeed. So, now that we freed Naboo's skies, we're going to have to invade by land. So I'm going to take my army there, But I noticed that it's a bit weak, so I'm going to bring in more dudes to
Y-wing squadron
reinforce.
reporting.
Especially T4B tanks.
Underway.
Those heavy tanks are incredible. I
Assault
love them.
frigate here.
I'm also going to take the opportunity to improve the space stations that I have around my planets,
Building
as I'll need
started.
them for the end game. All my planets have to be
Constructing.
ultra powerful. Geonosis has more assault frigates. I love
Orders
those.
received.
Gonna build a couple
Constructing
more.
unit.
There we go, reinforcing my fleets.
Y-wing squadron reporting.
Constructing.
And strength 44
Construction
fleet.
complete.
That is pretty decent, although I would love if it had more assault
Unit
frigates in it.
production.
And this one's 48, so they're more or less balanced, they're more or less the same. That is great, 48. And I still didn't even reach the unit cap. So I can keep building more and more
Y-wing
units.
squadron reporting.
So here I'm sending the land army to Naboo, while I
Proceed.
send my fleet to Dagobah. And I'm going to invade Naboo
Invasion
before the Battle of
commencing.
Dagobah. I decided to
Destroyed.
auto-resolve because I had overwhelming odds and it didn't take as many units as I was expecting.
Constructing. Building started.
So now that we have Dagobah, I'm just going to build up the mines. Typical.
Beginning construction.
Barracks. More mines. There we go. Just to have a nice spread along my empire where there's barracks and where there's factories. I auto-resolved the space battle at Dagobah as well because they only had a space station.
Underway.
So I didn't take hardly any losses from that.
All right.
Gonna keep
Assault
stealing
frigate here.
technology from Solust.
Roger that.
Construction complete.
And I get the choice between speeders
Y-wing
and
squadron
A-wings.
reporting.
Oh, I don't really know. Why would I use A-wings? Because they're strong against TIE fighters, bombers, and the like. But I already have X-wings and
Squadron
corvettes
reporting.
for anti-fighter capability. And the speeder, you can actually use it in land
construction
battles to
options
take down
available.
the AT-80s. So
Moving to
that's what I'll do.
coordinates.
I'll get the speeder there.
Planetary control
Squadron
achieved.
So
reporting.
Dagobah is
Tactical
ours,
battle
and we got a
imminent.
battle at Solust. I auto-resolve, and I also take little hits as there was hardly any defenses there. I'm pretty surprised of how weak the Empire is right now. By cutting all their major
Beginning
planets,
construction.
they're like cornered against the end of their empire. They just have 3
Beginning
planets right
construction.
now. 2 if you count that I'm orbiting Solus and I'm about to invade it. So right now I'm going to cut
Assault
the
frigate here.
footage.
Invasion commencing.
Well, first I'm gonna auto-resolve that. There was only one stormtrooper squad in there, so Solus is ours. Now I'm gonna cut because this is
Constructing.
basically all Empire management. So if you give me a second, I'm gonna
Construction
cut to
complete.
right here.
On my way.
So only 2 minutes have passed. 2 minutes of planet management,
acquired.
upgrading the space stations and the like. So now I'm just going to
Building started.
keep upgrading, and I'm gonna plan on taking on Bespin. Well, we got Bestine there. Bestine is an Empire planet
Vector
that I
set.
decide to take on, even though it's not going to give me any bonuses.
Tactical battle
But-
imminent.
As always, it's preferable if you have the choice between taking down an Empire planet and a Black Sun's planet. Always go for the Empire first, because the Black Sun pirates, they're not going to do anything
Ready
to you.
for
They're
commands.
more like
Form
a neutral faction. They won't be
Calling for
attacking
me,
you.
sir.
The Empire, on the other hand,
Roger
they're
that.
dangerous. You really need to take care of them fast. So here we have the Battle of Bestine.
Awaiting orders.
This time 2 more orders, 1 assault frigate,
Copy. Copy. Awaiting
and
orders.
lots
Frigate
and lots of
reporting.
Y-wings.
Cannons armed. Weapons
And a good
online.
amount of X-wings as
Weapons
well, so I've got
charged.
fairly balanced
Heading
force
out.
here.
Enemy unit sighted. Attack.
The assault frigate already
Elements
is
of the
incredibly
enemy's forces
powerful,
is an
so
optimal
it
tactic.
compensates.
Try to
It
separate
really
the
destroys
defending
anything
units
on
All out.
that the enemy can actually throw at us. With those incredible turbo lasers that it has, it just destroys. Down goes the enemy corvette.
Corvette moving out.
Just trying to clear a way here for my bigger assault frigates to get down to the space station.
Your orders, sir.
So the enemy is bombing us with concussion missiles there. Those are extremely dangerous for my fighters because they have an area of effect and they can take multiple fighters at the same time. In fact, the enemy bombers right now are concentrating on my Nebulan frigate there. I don't know the state of it. Now lost its shield. It's going down fairly fast. I'm going to bring in more bombers. Take down the space station systems as fast as I can.
Ready. Roger that. Take out the missile.
I copy, sir.
There we go, trying to eliminate the enemy bombers ASAP because they're extremely dangerous. And I think I just took down the hangar of the space station. I did, yes, and the space station is almost down. Fantastic. Did some great micromanagement there. Their fighters are also obliterated. They also have their long-range units there firing at me. My Y-Wings are in danger because they're surrounded by TIE fighters. I really need to get some more Corellian corvettes there to defend them. I lost all my X-Wings, unfortunately.
Orders, sir. Form up.
Things are getting complicated. They got that large frigate, whatever that is, focusing on my marauders. My Nebulan frigate's also taking lots of damage.
Reporting.
Fortunately though, I did reduce its shields. It's going down fairly fast.
Order confirmed. Destroy the
It did destroy a marauder though. That hurts.
Form up.
And they got an interceptor as well.
Let's move out.
My Nebulan frigate is about to die. But not without taking out the space station first.
Copy. Engine activated.
There goes the frigate. The interceptor's going down really fast as well. It's been damaged. Subsystems going down.
Reporting. Awaiting your order.
And almost the space station is almost down. Just by a little bit. There goes the interceptor. Saved my Nebulan frigate on time.
Yes, Commander.
And I took an insane amount of losses in this battle. I lost practically all my fighters and Y-Wings. So it's going to take a while to rebuild them. I'm not in a hurry though because the Empire is not posing a threat for me right now. Just I let that one escape. I'll go for him now
Assault frigate here.
and finish him off. And there's more. There was more hiding in the nebula.
We are victorious.
And I took them out fairly easy. There's my losses. Incredible amount of losses. Fortunately, we did win. So Bestine only needs to be liberated by land now.
Constructing.
I sound American by saying that. Liberated. Liberating planets. We are the rebellion though. That is what we do. We liberate planets from imperial aggression. So now I'm thinking about Bespin because Bespin gives a high credit income. Higher than other planets.
Complete.
So I'm going to do the space battle of
Tactical
Bespin.
battle.
These are Black Sun pirates. They have a very sizable fleet, so I'm going to have to battle them right now. I do not trust the Outer Resolve for such close battle, so bring in all my big fleet. Assault frigates, marauders, Corellian corvettes, Y-Wings. This is a largely frigate-based fleet, almost no fighters. I mean, I only have one X-Wing squad there and two Y-Wings.
How may I assist? Reporting,
I think
Commander.
that is part of the mistake I made on this map, on this battle, because you'll see that I'm going to suffer lots of losses as well.
Frequency open.
I really
Commander.
do need the support of Y-Wings and X-Wings to win.
Ready for action.
So I'm
Standing
going
by.
to move all my troops. They have to go through the nebula.
A larger force doesn't always guarantee victory. Use tactics to your advantage and remove the defending position.
Fortunately, I do have lots of reinforcements at the ready, in case I lose my guys. And the first enemy frigates appear. 3 large cargo frigate ships, whatever they're called. Focusing them with my heavy frigates, with my assault frigate and marauders. They go down fairly fast, but they do hit hard. And here comes the Black Sun pirate fighters trying to intercept my Corellian corvettes and my X-Wings. Well, in fact, my X-Wing squad has already died. Great. Oh no, it's still alive, still alive. Great, okay. using the Y-wings and the heavy marauders and assault frigates to take down the bigger ships first. My Nebulan frigate is going down really fast. Meanwhile, my corvettes are trying to take down their fighters, which are incredibly annoying because they're effective in taking down my bigger ships. So my Nebulan frigate goes down. Some more Black Sun pirate ships come out of nowhere, so I'm going to summon and bring in some more frigates, an assault frigate there, assault ship. There we go. Still losing lots of my ships, unfortunately. But I really need to get rid of their bigger ships there before concentrating on the space station. So there's the space station, typical Black Sun pirate space station on top of an asteroid. As always, I'm going to try and focus on that hangar so they stop producing units. I'm going to have to zoom in here, probably, just to focus on that hangar icon. And there goes all their big ships. Oh no, they got more. Great. But while it doesn't bother me, I'm going to keep taking down his space station. I'm going to send in the corvettes just to take it down while my heavier ships take down the space station. And I'm going to put in cinematic mode just to enjoy some views here, some fantastic space battle views. I love the cinematic mode in space battle. I think it does a great job of captivating the epicness of the battles in this game. In land battles, it mostly sucks because it has only like 2 or 3 cameras. Here you have more variety of camera pans and zoom-ins and stuff. And down goes the space station. The enemy has been defeated indeed. So we only have to invade Bestine on the ground. So right now we got Bestine on the control. Oh, we already got it. Okay, yeah. Fine. Perfect.
Building started.
Perfecto. So Bestine now. Trying to see if I can get some more tech. Can't be possible.
Construction complete.
We can now see the land units in Bestine. Just a couple of garrison units, so it's easily doable with my current force there.
Recruiting troops.
Now what follows is the reinforcement of my fleets, armies, troops and the like. So I'm just going to skip a bit ahead because this is a bit of macro management that I'm doing here. Let's see.
Ready for combat. Marauder cruiser here. T4B ready. Ready for
there we go. So we're going to invade Bestine now.
Invasion
and we are going to fight it out on the ground. So this planet gives me a production boost to acclimators, but acclimators are actually an Empire unit, so it doesn't really favour me in any way. Let's bring down the heavy tanks and a field commander, just to boost the attack and inspire the troops. So this map is fairly simple. There's basically just one way to go. Nothing overcomplicated. I'm going to basically use the field commander to keep. I'm going to keep them safe. I'm going to use the tanks to go first, but I really want the field commander to be capturing those building pads there. So my tanks are just going to go ahead. I just took down a motorbike which actually rammed into my tanks and killed himself. Going some turrets for defense. And keep moving my troops. There's some more building pads that I would like to take with my field commander. Moving down the tanks.
Construction complete.
They're lighting up in green and they are ready.
A build pad. There we go. Construction.
So there's the next landing pad, which is going to increase the population that we can do to land on this planet. That would be fantastic because I really do need infantry squads now to support my tanks. Here we have an example of enemy infantry garrisoning behind some sandbags. It's going to be hard to capture this just because they're right next to the landing pad. So I'm going to have to eliminate them first before I can capture it. More infantry troops coming in to reinforce the enemy. And they're actually making a dent in my T4B tank's armor. That's the problem about these tanks, they don't have a shield. Oh my god, and I just got blasted with an EMP round there. So they do have an EMP cannon on this planet.
Heading out, sir. Right away.
That's going to be very annoying for my vehicles.
Reinforcement point contested.
Still, it's not gonna affect me much. I mean, they cannot spam that ability, so it just stuns my units for 5 to 6 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
More or less that amount. So I'm going to get some light T2B tanks to support my heavier units. Plus the infantry, I already got a nice, well-balanced force. So I'm going to use the T2B tanks to scout a bit ahead while I'm gathering my guys here.
Over there. Copy.
Just have to keep going on.
This way. Reporting in.
Forward! Ready to roll.
And I'm already reaching the enemy base. There's another hover bike from the Empire. And here's when hell sets loose, because we got lots of infantry there, we've got some walkers already. So I'm going to decide to bring in some Plex troops, which will help with those vehicles.
Form up. Awaiting orders.
Form up. Ready for attack.
So it's pretty much a slog battle here, just to get through this choke point.
Copy.
For the Alliance.
Can do.
Fortunately, the enemy is just building anti-infantry turrets, which are no match for my vehicles.
Reporting.
So I'm going to bring the Plex troops up there to support my tanks.
We're right behind you.
Keep taking down the AT-STs. Oh, and there's an anti-vehicle turret, which I destroyed before it was completed. Thank God. There's another turret being built up there.
Yes, Commander.
I need to take it down. There we go. Another EMP round goes on my tanks. No problem. I decide to run over that infantry squad there. That's the best way to take care of the enemy infantry with your vehicles. Just run them over if you can. If the enemy's not paying attention and he's not microing his units, just run them over. Although it is hard to avoid though, especially if you're with the Empire and you're using those small little tanks, those whatever they're called, tanks, which are really fast. They can run over really fast a whole squads of infantry. Plural. I just find it a bit OP, really. Especially on early game where you don't have the capacity. You don't have much capacity to take down those small little tanks. I'll use my bombing run to take care of that building. EMP round goes off again on my vehicles, so my tanks are being attacked without retaliation. Taking down the small little tankies because they auto-explode. They self-implode themselves. And trying to take down as fast as I can their buildings so they stop producing guys. The enemy barracks is fairly annoying because it doesn't stop producing stormtroopers.
Ready for combat.
But now that it's gone, fine. Another EMP round goes off, and this is when I have to search for the enemy EMP cannon. Oh, Marauder tank, which runned over like 2 squads of my guys. That was unfortunate. Now I'm just trying to check where the hell is that EMP cannon, and it's like, oh crap, there's still an island down at south, so I'm going to take it down because it's probably there. There's actually enemy troops coming there, and there's the EMP cannon taking down the Marauder tank. And the EMP cannon shoots again. So I'm going to just bring in my infantry, bring in my Y-wings, and just completely destroy it. And we have Bestine in our control. We didn't lose any units, which is fantastic. And we are one step closer to Atzeri. In fact, we should be able to invade Atzeri very soon. Now I'm just going to dedicate myself to improve the conquered lands bring in some artillery, which I would like to try out in my next land battle. And that is practically all that we have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to leave a like and subscribe.
Building
See you later.
started.